What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Longhouse with Beard of the North. Hopefully, you all are having a good night, good Friday. Hopefully, it's been a good one for you. Who knows this guy?
What's up, man? What's up?
He's a bit of a familiar face. I believe most of you that'll be in here will know who he is.
Word.
If you don't, you're living under a fucking rock.
There you go. The collab they didn't know they needed right here.
This is one of those ones that have been in the works for a little while. Cruz has a very busy schedule. Did you fucking know that? I had to work around his time.
Oh man, what's going on, guys?
And this was the earliest date he had. I asked him about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Oof,
this was the earliest date he had.
You busted my chops, fellas and ladies. Oh man, hey, I'm happy to be here.
It's a good thing, man. That means you're busy. That means you got shit going on.
Yeah, respect. I appreciate it, man. I was telling Dan before we got on screen that me and him, we've never really talked. It's always been over social media. And something, can I say something real quick about you? I know this might sound like left field, but dude, there's something about you that I really like. I think you're just very authentic. You feel me? And you're just you. And I think that's dope. Like just being yourself. I remember hearing an interview of you or your wife. I don't know where it was, but I think they were telling the story about how you guys met. And ever since then, I was like, yo, Dan's cool. Like he's just him. And I respect that because, you know, you're not trying to impress or be something that you're not. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to you.
Well, I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah, man.
I was before this show, I was on Matt from Bay Area Bearded.
Oh,
He's got his show that he does about once a month. The Scruff Enough. It's when he releases scents or just wants to do a hangout or whatnot. And his scent that we released tonight is ironically named Dan.
Oh, okay.
So he had me and Dan Ensign on there with him for the release.
Okay.
And some people said kind of the same thing. Like, there's something about me that somebody said he has a real charm to him. Charm? I don't know if it's a charm.
I gotcha.
But I appreciate the kind words of hearing why certain people. I don't think I'm anything special. So
yeah, no, I think it's interesting because like I think we come from two different places, and we'll talk about that more during the show. And I think this collaboration is cool because I've said it since like I got into the content creation game that like I love to interact with people and get to know people, and even if they're different from me, culture, whatever the case may be, it's really dope to collaborate and get to know each other. So I've been like I said, I've watched you. I know you took a pause for a second from content, and you came back, and when you came back, you were putting out content, and you do the show with the other guys, Jersey, with Joe and Chris. So yeah, man, shout out to you, man.
Yeah, that was the only thing that kept me in it still. You know, I was ready to just hang it all up. And yeah, doing the show, doing the commission with those two. And then, you know, when Daniel was still doing overtime on Fridays, I was still with him on there. That was the only YouTube shit that I was doing. And then I just kind of one day just decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to it. Yeah, I haven't put out any reviews since I came back. I've put out a couple videos, but those have been personal opinions about things.
Yeah.
But as far as reviews, I'm going about it a little different on how I'm going to, my process with them, so to say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that one that a new scent came out a week later, I'm going to do a review on it kind of thing.
Yeah.
I have a set list of companies, set list of products that I'm going through and experiencing long term, and then I can justify to myself putting one out a week.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you know, you're a content creator. I think who was it? Like, I've learned this, right? Like, every content creator, especially like in the beard niche, you should bring something different to the table, right?
Yeah.
How many people can see the same review of the same beard product? And I think we saw that throughout like the span of the community, you know, but everyone can bring something different. Like, no disrespect, if I'm looking at 10 tech guys and they're all talking about the same product in the same way, I'm not going to watch all 10 guys, you know what I mean? Because it's repetitive. So part of being a content creator is like bringing your own like unique touch, you know. So yeah, man,
your little edge, so to say, you know. And that's, you know, that's how like you and I are different in that sense. You know, you're very hype, you have a lot of energy to you, and you make it fun to watch, in a sense where
respect.
Me, I'm a little more down to earth, straight to the point. You either fucking like it or you don't.
Yeah.
You know.
But I enjoy some of your reviews too. Like, when I get to watch them, I'm like, because again, it's something different. It's something like unique to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain creators that I look at for certain things, and as a content creator, you're always like thinking like, oh, that's cool how they did that. Like, they did this transition, they added this thing, they did this and that. So it's all about appreciating it. Shout out to the whole chat, everyone in here. It's Friday night. Sabado Gigante with Dan, Bearded on the North. I don't have, do I have one? No, it doesn't play here. I was going to drop it.
Yeah, you don't have your soundboard in here.
Nah. You know what's funny? Dan, if you guys know, Dan actually comes support the CMU. And I feel like I drive him away sometimes when I drop that horn too much. He's like, I am out of here. I'm taking me and my Pepsi and we going to bed. You feel me? What are you drinking? Are you drinking Pepsi? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. There you go.
Of course I am. And yeah, welcome everybody into the show. I know we've been kind of just bullshitting, and I can't go back. I got Mark, Chris, Walter, Vato, Corey, you know, all the regulars in here. This is a new one, Jessica Van.
Welcome.
You know her?
No.
Well,
no.
Appreciate you stopping in.
Welcome.
Got my brother. How you doing, Deej? Nice of you to stop in. What the hell is this? They were lying to you when they said
they were lying to you.
You are genuine and awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Corey. How you doing, Mike? Brewer, Ellie, Scott.
Speaking of Matt, he's down there. He said, let's go back at it again. You know, Matt's okay. The only thing that's a little off, he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. But besides that, he seems like an all right cat. You know what I mean?
Mark, how you doing, sir? Becky is out cold.
Did she have lasagna?
No, we had pizza tonight.
Oh, okay. I know that's kind of like a joke on this channel, something about lasagna, people falling asleep or something like. I don't know.
Yeah, you know the whole story, don't you?
Yeah.
What's going on, Tyson? Mike? Oh, Matt. Long time no see, man. How you doing? Nice to see you in here. Nicholas. Try to stay caught up now.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Daniel? How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping in, man. Oh yeah, I forgot E. I know. I saw Vato. I think I mentioned him. He can fuck himself.
Respectfully. You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Vato's I was actually thinking about Vato today. I gotta give him a call. Good to see him though.
Yeah, him and I got a thing that we go back and forth. Ever since he kicked me out of is it Daggins? I was doing a little bit of just chirping in Daggins live one night.
Yeah.
And Vato timed me out. And ever since it's been back and forth.
Yeah, that guy to the community, Vato did that to me a couple times. I feel like too. Oh man. Shout out to Vato.
Yeah, Vato, and him and his wrenches and all that shit.
Yeah, I love. Vato. He's a good dude.
I don't know how to, as far as we are right now with what I am capable of with StreamYard.
Yeah.
This is as far as it goes. When he gives me shit all the time about, well, just give me a wrench and I can help you out and stuff. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to give you a wrench. So he can piss and moan all he wants.
You know, it's funny. I actually watched some of your interview from last week with Amazing Nicks.
Yeah,
and I saw the interview part where you were like, man, I don't do anything but this StreamYard thing, just the StreamYard. I don't get all fancy with it. You know what I mean?
No. Nope. So. He was giving me crap. He's like, every stream is sponsored by StreamYard.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny when he said that. That was pretty cool.
Oh, wait. Cruz started putting people in timeout.
I think I did, though. I think the only person I felt comfortable doing it to was Ken. He used to be Ken, the content coach. So I used to do it to him.
Bluegrass.
Bluegrass Ken. And I used to do it sometimes to Vato. And I think I might have done it to E-Rock one time. I'm not 100% sure.
That's until some guy got butthurt.
Oh, so gotcha.
We got Gary in here. How you doing, Gary?
What's up, G?
Chris Perez, Mr. Dad Joke himself.
Chris.
Good to see you, Chris.
I was tempted to have a coffee tonight, but I don't want to stay up till like 2 or 3 in the morning. So
I don't do coffee.
No, not at all.
Not at all. I the last time I drank coffee was when I was working at the slaughterhouse.
At a slaughterhouse?
Yeah.
So like in your backyard. Oh man.
It was a hog slaughter plant for Hormel.
Okay.
In the town that I met my wife, and I had to be up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I drank some coffee then, but it was one of those machines, like kind of like a vending machine.
Gotcha.
You pick your whatever and kick the little cup out to you. The majority of the time I got coffee flavored water.
Flavored water. Okay.
Yeah, it was basically just hot water with like a drop of whatever shit they had in it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like coffee, man. Especially now I'm doing stuff with iced, and I just recently got matcha tea. So I got like a little starter kit. Everyone has like their things. Like Tyson it's Coke Zero. The dude has like 10 a day. Everyone has their thing. Shout out to Tyson. I see you, buddy. I'm just
Tyson 10 a day. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've really cut back on the amount of Pepsi I drink a day, but I used to be like I could probably put a 12-pack a day away.
Yeah. Oh man, I used to be very addicted to sugar, bro, and I think that was part of like me keeping on so much weight because I was just too much sugar, and I just replaced it with this might not be the most masculine thing, but you feel me? Sparkling water. You feel me? Like hey. I just switched over to sparkling water, bro. You feel me? It's like all my uncles around the barbecue, and they all drinking Modelo's and Corona, and here comes this dude with a sparkling water. You feel me? Something don't mix. So it's like that. But yeah, sparkling water I've been drinking a lot more, and just water, and yeah, sparkling water I rock with it because it kind of gives you that carbonation.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the carbonation is half the reason why people drink soda sometimes, I think. You know, on top of the sugar, I know the sugar and soda is, like you said, it is a big reason why people keep on weight or gain weight.
Yeah.
And yeah, that I cut mine back and started drinking a hell of a lot more water. I started to feel better when I did that. So
okay, so my question to you though, because you drink Pepsi, and I know there's certain diet sodas that taste as good as the original stuff. In your opinion, does Diet Pepsi taste the same as regular Pepsi, or zero, or they have zero Pepsi?
No,
not
at all. My wife and her parents drink, or used to anyway, drink Diet Pepsi.
Okay,
and I had drank it a few times, and it tastes nothing like regular Pepsi to me.
Dang. The only thing that I've tried that tastes like the original is Diet Dr. Pepper. And then the other one is you can have that American caffeine cold coffee. Okay. You got to send me a link for that to check it out. And then the other one is Coke Zero. Coke Zero and Diet Dr. Pepper are the only two things that I feel like taste closely to like the original soda.
I'd say Diet Dr. Pepper is probably the one that would taste the closest to regular.
Yeah. I bought this right here. I bought this. Look at me. I bought this at Costco. So this is like my favorite brand, guys. If you want to try a good brand, is Spindrift, and it's like I think it's like 30 for $15. And I keep them down here just so I can when I'm a little thirsty or whatever.
So the flavored sparkling water.
Yeah, so I'll get lemon. This one has lemon, lime, and hibiscus or something like that. So
okay.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's going on, Russ? How you doing, sir?
What's up, guys? Yo, y'all don't get it. I'm actually really excited to be on Dan's show because like Dan and me, we've had like fun banter. And one time I saw him on a live stream and he was on a tractor, and I said, "Oh, nah, this dude different."
Yeah, I remember you hopping in that live that I was doing on Instagram, and you're like, "Are you actually in a tractor?"
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I am.
And I want to say one last thing because I know this is your show, and I'm sorry. When I get excited, I talk too much.
Go ahead,
Dan. Because I was coming to your show, guys, and I want ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Because I was coming onto this show, I attempted to listen to one metal song. Okay. I'm going to tell you what song it was and how long did I last before I was like, yeah, I'm going to step away from this for a second. Hold on. Let me go to Spotify. Hold on. I'm going to tell you the song right now. Okay, hold on. So the song was, come on.
This should be good.
The song was, hold on. I have it right here. Okay, I'll tell you right now. Okay, so the song was Lamb of God. Laid to rest. I got up to second 48 and then I was like, yeah, I'm good. I can't do it. Yo, so I don't know if anyone here's ever heard of it, but Lamb of God, Laid to Rest. I went up to 48 seconds and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop. But I did it for you because I knew I was gonna be on here tonight and I just wanted to, kind of see, what your expression was gonna be.
That's funny. You picked an OG. That's an OG song, and the 48 seconds.
48 seconds, because in the first 30 were no voices, so it was like a really good beat. Yo, it was a really good beat. So I'm like, the beat is going really cool, and then it goes into. And I got a little bit of the goosebumps, and not like the good type. I was like, oh nah, I'm like, nah, this is different. I'm gonna chill back. I'll stick to my, hip hop, reggaeton, I'm R&B. I'm just gonna chill out here. So, but guys, if you have any Dan, give me a recommendation to a metal song that is maybe not as hardcore, but that I maybe like. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. Oh, so then we'd maybe have to look into metalcore.
Metalcore. Is that the name of the band?
No, metal. Genre? It's the genre. Metalcore is like it's metal, but they have clean vocals in it. So I gotta think of a good band that would be more, or even new metal. I mean, like Korn.
Yeah, I was thinking about that right now. Korn, right?
You got Korn. You got Mudvayne. You got some, Breaking Benjamin is like riding the line there.
Okay.
So,
yeah, Carrie, I tried, brother. I tried. 48 seconds, though. I attempted. I attempted, but I knew I was going to be on the show tonight. So I'm like, if they start talking that metal talk, I want to at least say, Dan, I listened to a song, but I went 48 seconds into the song, man.
You tried. I will give you credit that you actually tried.
Respect.
I like when it comes to rap,
like
the song that I used in the Instagram post story today is like as close to rap as I'll go.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing though, Dan, right? Like with this community, it kind of has forced me to kind of get out of my comfort zone or what I'm accustomed to. Like when I went to Utah with Copper Johns, I feel like there was a good amount of pop and country, you know what I mean? when I went with G Lu to the festival, that was like all punk rock, and I actually really liked that experience because like I've never been to like a rock concert. I've never been to those type of concerts. So when I seen like performers actually perform and the crowd get into it, I'm like, oh wow, this is really cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God, who was I talking? Oh, yeah, I was talking to Joe last night about when we were talking about artists and bands and stuff. We got asked a question about what our top 5 were.
Mm-hmm.
And he said going to a Korn concert without having any knowledge of that type of music.
Mm-hmm.
He basically just went so that I think it was a cousin of his wanted to go.
Gotcha.
And he's like, the music itself is out of my thing, but the way the crowd reacts,
yeah,
and how they how the atmosphere of that type of genre with people, he's like, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's the energy, right? It's the energy of the audience and the crowd. I'll never forget though, this one band I'll never like, you couldn't even pay me, bro. You couldn't even pay me to go check this band out. Some band named Guar. And the reason I will never go to that is because Zeb was telling me, you know, Zeb from the community.
Yep.
He was telling me about a band named Guar and something about Feed My Meat or something like that. It was about a plant eating people on stage. And then I saw the costumes and I'm like, what is this? What is this? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, Guar is definitely one of those bands that it's you either love it or you hate it. So it's one of those things. They're like one of the originators of the mask costume stuff and in the metal, and yeah, it's
yeah.
It'd be a fun one to see though.
No, I mean that'd be a fun vlog. Like I'd probably be a little shook though. It's different though. I'll say that it looks very different. But punk rock and rock and roll, I've been a little bit more open to. Like someone, who was it? Peter Wolverine. I don't know if you're a Metallica fan, but I listened to a little bit of Metallica and like their instruments part. Like when they play, they're very talented, bro, with that guitar and stuff like that. Like Metallica, like they really nice with it. But yeah, I haven't heard a lot, but yeah, I've heard some stuff.
Metallica, I have listened to every album except for the newest one.
Okay.
And their early days are like the heyday for me. I'm one of those, I guess you could call it gatekeeper type in that sense with Metallica, where when they got to the Black Album that had Enter Sandman, Sad But True, all the like globally known songs.
Okay.
After that album, everything else sucks.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But that prior to that, everything was awesome. And then James Hetfield got sober. And to me, his creativity went with it.
Gotcha. When I always think, I don't know, Dan, do you consider, and again, I'm referring to you because you know these groups more than I do, but like, are like the big rock people, like I think it's a band called Pink Floyd. Are they big?
That, well, long time ago.
Long time ago, okay.
Yeah, they're, God, fuck. They're not really a rock band per se.
Okay, what about the Eagles?
To me, that's like hair band rock.
Okay. So there's like a lot of different genres within rock, right?
Within rock, and then in the metal, I mean, everything feeds into itself somewhere, some way.
Yeah. You know? I just don't like it when people yelling at me. That's why I can't do the metal. Like, dude, I literally tried. I went 48 seconds on the Lamb of God because everyone kept talking about listen to the Lamb of God, listen to the Lamb of God. So I'm assuming it's like very like heavy metal. So when I started hearing the voice, I tried to jam out for a couple seconds. I was like, yeah, man, I can't be son. I'm not. You feel me? Oh man.
When it comes to the metal genre, they are probably one of the best known.
Oh, okay.
One of the most notorious. You know, Randy Blythe has a very distinct voice. They're very well known. So that's why a lot of people, like, I could throw a band name at you right now and like 2 people would know the band.
Oh, okay. Bet.
and that's just in like the deathcore. Like Chris from True North and maybe Carrie would know.
Carrie's big into the music scene, I think, right? Like he really...
well, he was in a band. If you check out Powder Burn.
Hold on, let me write that down. Powder Burn, all one word. Okay. Carrie's in that band?
That was one of Carrie's bands.
Oh,
back in the day.
No snap! That's fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna check it out.
He was the vocalist.
Oh snap! I might have to download LimeWire to get that song, man.
So yeah, Carrie
cool.
was big into it. Scott from Beer Times with Scott. Him and I can talk music because he was big into that back in his younger days too.
Oh, Scott let me hear a song for that he wanted on his intro, and it was beautiful, man. I don't even remember the song, but there was a break of just instruments, and I was vibing to it, and it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me because when I remade my intro, he asked me, he's like, "Can you do one for me?"
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I mean, I could. I'm not the greatest at it, but he's like, I don't care the music you put into it, blah blah blah." And I was like,
yeah.
So yeah, it's. Oh no! Here we.
Here we go. Oh man.
It was. He broke up the band.
Who cares?
What do you mean, Mike? Or wait, no. Yeah, he broke up because he married the girlfriend to his drummer, I think is what it was.
We're talking about a band, or we talking about Carrie?
We're talking about Carrie. He broke up the band because he married his drummer's girlfriend. How did that story go, Carrie?
Hey man, listen, it's not my place to judge, homie. I'm just saying, like, that's a story right there, Carrie. That's a story right there, my friend. Oh
man. See, Garrett, that right now, that is the one thing that is just, yes, it is awesome right now.
Oh, shout out to Garrett, man.
Garrett and Melissa how you guys doing?
Yeah, they're great people. With Garrett, I was just talking to Garrett the other day because I haven't seen him around that much, and he said that he was working like overnights or something like that, like late hours. So
I think it's 2 a.m. to 2 p.m. he's been working.
Hoo-wee.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got Chris in the chat still, huh? TCBNL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He likes to lurk.
He's hanging out.
And he gives me stupid shit like this.
Loves Kenny Chesney. I don't know who that is. He might be talking about Ken Bluegrass. I'm not sure.
Kenny Chesney was, I don't know anymore. It was when I was in high school. He was a country singer.
But listen, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, the story behind that is I went to a Kenny Chesney concert in the hopes of getting my dick wet because I went with a girl that I really wanted.
Yeah.
And needless to say, I went through that terrible torture for nothing.
Oh, man. Was it the game or was it the music? What happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I failed. That's all I can say is I failed.
Hey man, we all take our L's, but I don't know why that person Chisney for some reason. I know a lot of people will be like, Cruz, you know about this? Have you ever heard of Tony Bennett?
No.
Okay. It's just somebody that I always wanted to see perform, but he's a lot older, so the performances aren't as good anymore. So
what genre is it?
Tony Bennett. What is it? Ken, the official Ken, Tony Bennett. I think he's like old school music. Like I don't even know what you would call that. I'm not even sure, but it's like an old school version of like performing at an Italian club or something like that. Like those guys, you know what I mean? Like the movie Goodfellas, you know how the guys are performing at the club and stuff like that. Like that style of music. Yeah.
So it's like an old school style of blues almost then.
Almost, yeah. Like lounge music, like Sinatra. Yeah, like Sinatra.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I can respect that type of music.
Yeah,
there's a lot of music that I respect. I may not like it, but I respect it for what I know. Without some of those types of music, I wouldn't have mine that I like. So
Jason, oh no, I didn't hear that. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Prayers and thoughts to Tony Bennett, man.
How you doing, Jason? Nice to see you, man. There's Looney Tunes, New York City.
There you go.
How you doing, sir? Nice of you to stop in.
Shout out to all 36 of y'all. We having a good time. I'm having fun. I'm having fun.
You go right ahead and tell him. I hope he shows up in here tonight, and then I can tell him myself. And he can piss and moan all about it that he wants. How you doing, Melissa?
Hello,
Mike
Melissa.
Venna.
Mike.
How you doing?
Oh, wow. North of Boston.
So what do you got going on for the holiday weekend, sir?
So Monday we're supposed to get together with like family and some friends for a barbecue, like at the park or something like that. That's what we're doing. What about you guys?
Nothing.
Okay, respect.
Nothing. I know the wife is probably going to take the weekend. I'm going to take the kid out of her hair, and so she can relax. And she started a new job about 2 months ago, and within those 2 months, she started for a certain job, then it got promoted to another one, now getting promoted to another one.
Oh, nice.
So it's just been stacking.
Yeah. I think Dan, it was an interview with you and your wife together. Did she ever? I think either you guys both did the interview together, or she was interviewed. And bro, I was a fan of both of y'all because y'all really bust each other's chops, bro. It's like, what's that movie, Al Bundy? What's that TV show? What's the TV show?
Married with Children.
Married with Children. That is our Married with Children, Dan and his wife. Because they're always busting chops at each other. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. Yo. Like, they don't take each other that serious. Like, I like, there's people out there that I feel are like serious all the time, but I'm not that type of person. Like, I can laugh at myself, crack on myself. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see you guys, like, you're dynamic. You feel me? Always busting each other's chops.
Fuck you, Joe. I don't. And I don't care.
Hey, listen, Joe, when he comes onto the screen with you on Thursdays, you got to put that music as he comes in, that Tony Bennett music for him.
But yeah, like my wife and I, we've always been that way. It keeps things spicy, so to say.
Hey, respect.
Where she can give me shit, I can give her shit, and nobody gets their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun when her and I are, like, especially in the interviews or even like just hanging out on a stream. You know, I think the one that her and I did together was on Chris.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then, you know, she's come on the commission a couple of times. Chris interviewed her by himself or by herself once.
Okay.
So that was good for her. She's slowly getting over the self-consciousness that we all, when we first start doing this.
Yeah.
You know.
No, she's good on screen. Like, she's very witty. Like, she knows how to snap back real quick, you know?
Yep.
So when she wakes up, just shout out to her. I think she'd be good on screen when you guys doing some fun stuff like that, comedy stuff like that, joking and stuff.
Oh yeah. But she's usually sleeping on the times that we're doing this, because between the kid and her work and all that, she's beat. So
gotcha. Respect.
I get it. And what was it? The last Thursday that we were in the field, she took my spot on the commission because I was out in the field, and she ran with it like a champ.
Okay, so I don't have too many friends that use that type of language. So what does I was at the field? What does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Explain that to me. Like, I can't picture one of my homies being like, yeah, you know, we was chilling on the field. Like, what does that mean for you?
So in the field means, well, during the spring, it's planting and digging.
Okay.
So I was in the digger, and it's the basic, tractor pulling a digger implement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out doing that. And then since we were on our last field, the guy that plants for us, he was in the same field as me. I would just had a head start on him.
Gotcha.
And so we were in the field trying to get the last field done for the year and planted. And I didn't get home till 11 o'clock that night, I think.
Dang. What y'all reaping now? What y'all taking out the ground?
We won't be until fall comes around.
Okay.
This was just planting. Now we get to sit and wait for it to grow.
Okay. Respect.
What the hell? Dan would blow up the tractor. What did I miss?
If you're listening to Tony Bennett on the tractor. Yeah.
I don't listen to music when I'm in the tractor, actually.
It's pretty loud, probably.
I like just listening to the tractor, really. Cruz, you're from Jersey. Don't let that heathen get away with this. He's talking about fucking Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett, yeah. That's going to be a new intro song to the show on Thursday.
Bro, I'm eating some sliced banana and almond butter right now. So random, but so good. Fuck Corey. Okay.
Alrighty.
I hope you enjoy that banana almond butter bread.
Starting from left field, Corey from Weatherbeard. Shout out to Corey.
That's where his. Did you know that they're making a new movie of Children of the Corn, Carrie? And I think it's really stupid. If you've ever, I don't know if you're into horror movies or anything.
I am, but I've never seen that movie.
It's an old school horror movie.
I gotcha.
I think they made like 7 or 8 of them.
I'm pretty sure Ellie probably has seen it. She likes horror movies.
Oh, I guarantee you, Ellie's seen it.
Not Snooki, but JWoww for sure. Not Snooki though. Actually, I think they're doing a reunion show or something like that. But yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember when that show started. My sister used to love watching that show.
Yeah.
The Jersey Shore or whatever it was.
Yeah. The craziest thing is only one person is from New Jersey. Everyone else is from New York, from Staten Island.
So it was all a lie to begin with then.
Yeah, I mean, they're going down to the shore, but I believe they're all from New York except Sammy. Sammy's from New Jersey, so.
Huh. I never got into the show. I just know what it was called, and my sister loved it. That's about as much as I can tell you.
There you go.
So I know there are a couple of things that I don't really know about you, and that's how you originated. I know you've talked about it before.
Yeah.
But did you start like just by doing IG lives first and then move to YouTube?
Yeah, so originally, like, I found the beard community. How long? I don't know how long you've been in the beard community, but I feel like I've been a total of 3 years in the beard community. Originally, I was like really doing good with my weight loss journey, and I wanted to really start implementing like ways to really take care of myself a little bit more and more. And right. I decided to grow out more of my facial hair. Like, I had facial hair, but it was never like something that I wanted to like fully grow out. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? I'm doing good. I'm doing my walks. I'm doing all this. I'm doing good with my weight loss. I want to start taking care of my facial hair, start taking care of like more aspects of like myself. And I found the beard community, started finding videos on YouTube, different creators like Scuba, Dan, and so forth. And I believe the first person that reached out to me from this community to like just chop it up and just was Ken Bluegrass. That's my brother right there. And he reached out to me and we talked, and I started doing, I knew I wasn't going to, I couldn't talk about like Like, for example, how I'm able to like kind of now talk about products and explain ingredients and explain what does. I wasn't that at the time. You know, I just had fun. And this was like towards the end of the pandemic. So I found this community, and I don't know about you guys, but when I first got here, I spend a whole lot of money. I'm talking about probably over $1,000 in beer products, bro.
Right off a
Like,
shot.
yo, like within September to like Black Friday, around there, like over $1,000, bro. And yeah, I kind of regret it now a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, because that credit score. Anyway, but I found the community, and I fell in love with like the collector aspect of it, right? So I started getting all these packages, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let me just start doing unboxing and reactions. And I'm like, I have a lot of fun with reactions. So that's what I started doing. I started doing like every Tuesday night on Instagram at 8 o'clock. I would do an unboxing. My first interview, like owner that I interviewed, was like Tyson from Copper John's. And when I knew I had something kind of like special a little bit, like I knew it was something like, oh, people love this, was one time I think we hit like 55 people on an Instagram live on a Tuesday night. And then I was like, oh, word, we about to go to YouTube. And then that's when I started going to YouTube. So the CMU started on Instagram with Instagram lives, and then I switched over to YouTube.
Okay. So that was the big hit on Instagram is what inevitably pushed you over to YouTube.
Yeah, I always knew that I wanted to do something with YouTube. I just wanted to take my time with it as well. Like, I had people in the beginning that wanted me to collaborate with different projects and stuff. And I'm like, nah, I kind of got my own plan on like what I want to do, but I want to take my time with it. So then I believe like it's so cool how it happened. December 8th of like 2021, I think 2021 or 2020, I dropped my first intro video. That same night I went on Bluegrass Bearded, my boy Ken's live stream. And that same, now mind you, I had already done stuff on Instagram, but that same night, we hit 100 subscribers in like a couple hours, you know? And that was like crazy for me, like the first night. And then like by the second day, it had gone like, I think to 200 subscribers. So like, it was crazy in the beginning. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was like mad excited, but mad nervous too. But it was definitely a thrill though. I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely a thrill. And Ken's been one of those guys, like day one, he's always been rocking with me.
So you attribute a lot of your early success, like with subscribers and stuff like that, to your Instagram lives, like how you went from 0 to 100 basically overnight.
Yeah.
And that's because you had the following from the Instagram come over.
Yeah.
And then you give a lot of credit to like Ken and stuff like that. Helping you out that way.
Yeah, no, Ken definitely was like one of my biggest helps. He created my first logo. He helped me so much in the beginning. But obviously, like, one of the things that I did was when I got into the community, I would ask a lot of questions. So I would be like at Beard Therapy, I'd be on Dan's stream, I'd be at Ken's stream. Like, I don't know about people that are watching this right now, but there used to be a lot of live streams. Like, there used to be a live stream like almost one every single day, and sometimes twice a day. So again, this is like towards the end of the pandemic. You know, a lot of people were at home mostly. And a lot of respectfully, of course, a lot of the owners were more and more involved at that time with the community. Cause like, again, everybody, let's be honest, a lot of people were scared, didn't really know like, hey, do we go to work or do we still have a job? So there was a sense of security and community within the beard community. So there was a lot of like, hey, let's go support this brother. Hey, let's go support this person. Bada bing, bada boom. And, I just started getting involved in the community. I just started asking questions. I didn't know about stuff. And I just, naturally, I'm that type of person. Like, if I don't know you like that, like I want to learn about you or learn about what you got going on and so forth. So that's kind of how attributed to some of that as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, the pandemic did help out, in a sense, a lot of this.
Yeah.
Because really, a lot of people were sitting at home on their ass bored because they couldn't go to work. So
Yeah.
they turned to YouTube and stuff like that, and you know, company e-commerce stuff. You know, where it's now you can have literally anything and everything delivered to you. You don't have to leave your house.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I remember like I saw a couple of company owners in here. I remember being in the community and like sometimes orders would take like 2 weeks to get to you or a month to get to you.
Yep.
And that was an interesting time, man. But I remember, and guys, like learn from my mistakes. Like if you don't need to buy the beard oil and you're not at the place to buy it, don't buy it. Be wise about your choices. Like, because I made a lot of mistakes. And I'm not here to discourage people to spend, but I'm just saying, like, be wise and resourceful with what you have. What can you spend? Because I remember, like, I was really that collector, and I was like, oh, I gotta get this. Oh, I gotta get this. Oh, I gotta get this. And boom, 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 boom. And then it went to the credit card, and then yeah, for sure.
I have a whole other shelf over here too. That's
just
it was the collection part. It didn't even matter if, like, some of the companies, I just want everything. I don't care if I'm gonna like it or not. I just want it all.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're in a place where that's doable. You know what I mean? And I think if I look at people like, as far as there's collectors, and then there's like people that are more practical with their approach to beard care. There's collectors, and then there's those of people that are like purists, like they only support one brand, which is totally fine if that's what you want to do. I'm not here to like convince anyone. Like if that's what you want to do. Like True North said, like think about it. Like there's sneakerheads. Like sneakerheads, they spend a lot more than a couple $100. You know, they spend a lot of money. So it all depends what kind of your hobby or your love for of items is also. So
yeah, I mean that's what this is really is. Yeah, it's a form of self-care, but at the same time, it's a hobby.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I think it's a hobby because, yeah, you should take care of your beard in some form, but people have had beards for years, millennia, ever since we evolved.
Yeah.
Have we always used beard products? No. I mean, I know the use of oil dates back to the Roman times, if not further, but not many men really used it. My dad, when I grew my beard out and started using, my dad had a beard for a lot of his life.
Yeah.
And when I told him that I had these products that I was using and stuff, he's like, what?
Yeah.
And my brother even subscribes to that kind of thought of where it's you're a man. Your beard should be bristly and shit like that. And it's, should it though?
Yeah, I think, man, my approach to it is it does something for me like on a therapeutic level, because when I follow a routine, and what I mean by that is like in the morning, I don't do social media, right? That's the goal. Like, don't do social media right away when you get up in the morning. Like, brush your teeth, do your skincare, do your beard care, before that, go on a walk. Like, all those things for me, Dan, like they help me. And I don't know what about it is. Maybe it's just the power of like habit formation, but it just sends me to a good place. And internally, it just makes me feel better about myself. Like, oh, I'm taking care of myself. And respectfully, man, it does help improve the appearance of the beard, man. I don't mind, the ladies in my life that have given me compliments on my beard. So there's that too.
It does. Yeah. I will say that it does help keeping it maintained and whatnot, because I grew my beard out one other time and I did nothing with it. Didn't even put a comb through it. And yeah, it was gross.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't like when my beard is brittle or dry. Like, it's not a good vibe.
Right. I mean, and the beard product stuff, they help it feel better on your face, but a lot of the guys that once they get to a point where it's where they feel they got to do that, they just shave it off.
Okay.
I know my brother in that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just had my brother who he didn't want to stick with the regimen and he just shaved it off his beard. Now he only has like a thicker mustache. So, but
I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I mean, yes, Jason, that's true. I can attest to that with my wife. She would much rather me take care of it and keep it smelling nice and keeping it soft. She's good at helping keeping it soft too, though.
There you go.
So you have a podcast that you started.
Yeah.
How is that going?
So right now I'm on a little break about it. Thinking about starting back up in June. Originally, I started it because I really started getting into like the art skill of like interviewing people and like becoming an interviewer. And I got a lot of good feedback at the CMU, and a lot of people were saying like, yo, I really enjoyed the interviews. Like people would send me messages and I'm like, you know what, y'all rock with it. But I will tell you one thing. To have a podcast running successfully takes a lot of work, my friend, to the point where I had to hire an editor, an audio editor, because my specialty is video. Okay. Audio editing is a whole nother animal, like a 40 to 50 minute clip, right? Would take me anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to edit for a podcast.
So that's just cutting it up and
that's taking away the ums, that's taking away the mess ups, that's taking away the empty spaces. That's one thing people don't realize. Like when you listen to a podcast, you don't want empty spaces unless they have to be there for like dramatic effect. But imagine you and me are talking right now. Look. Okay, and then we go. You see that awkward space right there?
Yep.
Your listener, when they hear that, they're gonna not enjoy the experience. So I want to in June get it going again. And what I want to do eventually too is that certain interviews that I do on the show, that I just put them into the podcast format. That way I can just rip it and then set it to my editor for them to do all that stuff.
Now, like you said, with editing out like the ums or not, I mean, I understand the empty spaces, but there are parts of it that make it real, in a sense. Yeah. Because that's why, like I said with the videos when I started doing them again, I'm not gonna edit shit.
Okay.
I will leave in every single fuck up that I do. I will leave in every single or any of that, because there's a sense of realty to me with that.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially who people are. There are people that speak perfectly in that sense. There is no likes, there is no ums or uhs or anything. There are people like that, yes. But there are also people that are so like that too,
Or I think for me it's more about the over usage of a word, like for example, like the right? So I'll be like, Dan, like, I don't know what they're saying, but like I just think things should be a little bit better. But if you think about it, like, you see, like too much, it's a filler word. So what I will probably do is maybe take 2 of them out and leave just 1. You know what I mean? But again, that stuff is very tedious. Podcasting, editing, and doing a podcast is very tedious. Very tedious.
What's going on, Nate? Thanks for stopping in, man.
Nate from Ferocious?
No, a buddy of mine from...
I was like, dang, brother, I ain't see you in a while. You gave me the finger.
No, old buddy of mine. But yeah, I get the aspect of both sides.
Yeah, for sure.
I understand why you would edit it out, but I guess sometimes it's just a personal preference. I feel it's more relatable when I hear that, because I know I speak that way.
Well, if you I mean, I think everyone in the chat that watches my show on Tuesdays will tell you I mess up a lot. And the worst thing is there's two ways I mess up. And I was talking to Dan about this when I was with him last weekend. I said there's two ways I mess up during my show. Number one, any jokes or like puns go right over my head. Like people will say something and it just goes over my head, or it just doesn't make sense. Or I will read someone's comment, but I'll read it so fast that it's not what I'm saying is not what they said. So it's just like,
or interpreting it in a different way.
Yeah. Or okay. Pronunciations, like those are the worst. And then everyone busts my chops because I haven't seen any movies from the 80s. You feel me? But like, but there's that. So, I mean, yeah, it's part of, yeah. I make a lot of mistakes on my show, but I have fun with it. And I think people show me a little grace as well. So
everybody makes mistakes in any sense of it, you know? So
for sure.
If anything, take the ball busting with a grain of salt, you know, kind of thing. Take it in grace where it's, yeah, fuck you too, man. Yeah. So by the way,
no, but this is where I go back to like, I don't take myself too serious. Like right. I can laugh at myself. Like there are like, okay, one of the funniest moments I remember, it was the anniversary of the CMU or of my YouTube content creation, right? And I remember I was talking about Ken, and like because like Ken has really helped me since the beginning. And I got a little of my feels, you feel me? And then I switched over and started talking about my first affiliates, right? And I mentioned, Tyson was one of my first affiliates, but then I mentioned Jesus. Now, mind you, I had stuff written down, I think, on a paper or something. So I said, and I want to give a big shout out to Jesus. I meant Jesus. And I started dying, bro. I meant Jesus from Aztec. But then I was like, nah, but shout out to the big man upstairs too. But it's stuff like that, bro. It's stuff like that. Give me a sec. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Like it's funny. I keep the punches rolling though, so it's a good time. It's always a good time.
You got to be able to roll with it.
Cruz just can't. No, I can read, brother. Don't disrespect me like that. Oh man,
Tyson. Angela Heppy. No, I do not use any heat. I have maybe twice in the whole time, but when I use heat in my beard, I don't like the look of it. I don't like that super straight. Just doesn't trip my trigger, I guess. But I appreciate the comment. I think Becky's trying to give you some shit here. Or not Becky, Scott.
Do you feel me? Yes. I got a couple of different like J. Cruz slogans, like respectfully was a big one in the community. Let's go. You feel me? The newer one that people caught me that I say often is what is it, guys? Is it hear me clearly? Hear me clearly.
Yeah, hear me clearly.
And then, yep. And then the other one, Scott's fiance Becky, she says that every time, and she noticed this. I didn't realize till she told me that every time I'm gonna share a story with people, I lean in to the microphone. Like I don't know why. It's just a reaction. In the bag, yeah, Nicholas, that was another fun one. In the bag, I'm in my bag. Yeah. So there's a couple.
I know for me, when I get really talking about something, I get kind of animated with my hands.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me. Or if I get real heated, I cuss a hell of a lot more.
Oh yeah. No. I'm not down more than 40 pounds just yet. No, give me like 2 more weeks. I think that by June, like mid-June, I should be down 50 pounds. And now I'll be really happy about that because I'll have a video coming out next week to explain a couple of things about the channel and stuff like that. But yeah, man.
How you doing, Casey?
Hey, what's up, Casey? What up?
Haven't seen you for a little while now. Hope you're doing well, sir. Cruz could teach a masterclass on how to spend an hour.
Okay, so all right, let me address Kerry right now. I'm gonna address the whole community, okay? So this is something I don't know if I've ever shared this on a public platform. But when I first started doing YouTube, not Instagram, YouTube, it is true. I would spend the first 20 to 30 minutes welcoming everyone. I think part of that was that I was a little like anxious, you know what I mean? Like a little like overhyped, like excited, but to the point where I didn't like it was a lot of people. And at that time, again, this is when like the community was still like after the dude, we were doing like 90 people on a weekly basis on a Tuesday night. You know, like my show, like I would do 90, sometimes 100. And this was like, so I would get a little nervous. And then once people started busting my chops a lot about it, which it's fun, like it's all good. I eventually dropped it down to 10 minutes because here's the thing. Also, when you come to the CMU, like I know you don't have to come. Like you're not like, what's the word? That's my mentality with it. You're not coming because you're forced to. You're coming because you want to.
Yeah.
So, like, if I go to your stream, Dan, and I know this may not be like the people might be like, "Oh, this is kind of petty to think it that way," but if I come to your stream, Dan, and I'm like, "Hey, Dan, what's up?" Like, if you acknowledge me, that's like a sign of respect. Like, oh, okay, respect. You know, shout out to Dan. He noticed that I came through. Right. Same thing. Like, if someone comes to my show, I want to let them know, like, hey, I acknowledged you. I'm thankful that you're here. Bless you. I'm thankful that you're here. You know what I mean? So I try to do that.
No, I feel the same way. I know they busted my balls. The first one that I did, I was going through saying hey to everybody that I was seeing the new comment or whatnot. And all of a sudden, I'm getting to these comments that say, "Yeah, an hour later he'll be done with the haze and all that stuff." And I go to scroll down, and I'm scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, "Holy shit, I'm really behind on comments."
Yeah.
And so I've gotten to where like I'll say hi for a little while, and then I'll start scrolling. And if it takes me a little bit, like, "Hey, how's it going, everybody?" I want to keep caught up on the comments, try to keep it flowing because it's not that I don't notice you or anything like that. I don't want to be talking about something that somebody said 15 minutes ago. I just haven't gotten to the point of it yet.
Yeah. I try to always like at the show, like involve everyone. Like I'll call people's names and act like it's like me having a conversation with them. Like I'm really big on what's the word? Engagement. So like I try to think like if I'm at someone's show, I want to be engaged too. I want to know what's going on. Sometimes if it's an interview, you just sit back and you listen to the interview. But if you're there experiencing the show, you want to feel like you're part of the show, right? I think that's special if you can do that for people. So that's why I tell people like I'm really happy that you're part of the CMU because it's me up there, but let's all have fun together. Let's go through this interview. Let's do this release. Let's interact. The community meetup. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. And like, how you said that being acknowledged coming into a stream makes you feel welcomed.
Yeah, for sure. And I've literally like hit people up after the show when I watch the replay, and I'll sometimes hit people up and be like, "Hey, listen, I just wanted to reach out. I'm sorry I didn't see your comment. I just didn't want you to think that I wasn't like appreciative or acknowledged you." You know what I mean? So sometimes I'm able to do that. Yeah.
Because I know even for me, when I hop into somebody's stream too, if I say, "Hey," nowadays it's not so much because it's neither here nor there. I appreciate it if I come into the CMU and you say hey to me, or in Dan's, or even some of the other streams that I stop in, like with the respect or
those guys are a trip, man. I love those guys. Jason, I got to meet all of them, so I love those guys to the wheels fall off.
I stop in there, if the guys acknowledge you, or if they acknowledge me, it gives me it's one of those, hey,
for sure.
Yeah. Especially with big streamers, that have a couple hundred fucking people in their chat.
Yeah.
If they pick up your comment or say hey to you, it's hey, at least they notice me kind of thing.
For sure, for sure. Nah, I think it's cool. And there's some guys that are really good at it. Like Scuba's really good at it. Dan's really good at it. Dan's always got a big people on Monday night. So it's always like, oh man, how do you keep up with certain things? And I was just with him on Monday. So I saw his setup and kind of how he has it. So
I know he runs it in slow mode or whatever it's called.
Yeah. I run mine on 15 seconds. I think he does 25 or 20. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah.
I run mine at full speed.
There you go.
Mike can sew people up. What the fuck?
Appreciate you, Angela. Appreciate you.
There's a whole other conversation going on between some of these people in here. That's funny because sometimes if I kind of get away with, looking at the chat and the conversation I'm having with a guest, I'll look over and I'll see them talk. They have this whole other side conversation.
Yeah, sometimes I let them go on Tuesdays. I'll just let them have their own, like, as long as it's cool. Like, I don't, like Mbato is one of my mods. Ken is one of my mods, Zebs. And if they're in there, if they see anything that's, a little too left, then, I know they'll help out and stuff like that. But for the most part, everyone's cool.
See, and that's unless I get somebody that's blatantly a troll, come in and just start shit talking. Period. Then maybe I'll time somebody out. But otherwise, people can come in here and talk about whatever the hell they want. I do not care. Or if they're blatantly shit talking my guest or something. It's
no, I mean, I just like it's like I treat it like it's almost like if you came, Dan, you and your family came to my house for like we call it carne asada, which is like barbecue. Like that's the vibe that I want you to have, like a family friendly show where we talk about everything from beard care to self-care, do interviews, do releases. So yeah, I try to have it like that. It's always a good time. And again, man, like I want my platform to be a positive place where people just get away from all the nonsense. They get away from the daily stresses of life. They just come have a good time. And sometimes when I have people reach out, they're like, yo, I can't wait for the show tonight, or I'm really happy it's Tuesday, then that's always a humbling thing, because it's like it makes me in a way kind of be like, all right, man, we got to make sure we put on a full production and a good show for the people that are coming through, regardless if it's 50, 60, 70 people, whatever the case may be, or even if it's 30 or whatever. Don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like to experience that high amount of people, because I know the more people that come in to a stream, like would be a good example. When I had Dan on here, it was over 40, and I started to get nervous the more people come in. So I know it takes me a little bit to get used to the amount of people being in, because I know when I first started getting into streaming, if I saw more than 10 people, I was like, ah, fuck. But it's with my stream, when I decided to start this is a no holds barred, you do whatever you want kind of thing. I guess maybe it would be a little bit different, like if I was monetized, I guess.
Gotcha.
If I was monetized, and I don't even want to think about it that way, because I don't want to change how I run this or change me, because money's involved, because this is who I am. I'm filthy mouth, perverted, fucking.
But do you want to eventually be monetized, Dan?
I guess I don't look at it getting to that point, so I don't really care.
Okay, respect.
I mean, if it got to that point, I guess there would be some things that I would have to reevaluate. But if it came to where I had to change me, I'd probably just leave it.
Yeah, I think right. I think it comes down to your goals. Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you just want to have a channel just to have it where you're currently at? Do you want to grow? Do you want to venture off with collaborations? It all depends what your goal is. I'm not, like, for example, like every creator is different, and every creator wants something different, right? So it's really on you,
Yep. And the different that I am from, say, a lot of the other streamers is a lot of them are family friendly PG-13 streams.
Yeah.
And as much as I respect that and
Yeah.
I understand why, that's not me.
Hey, and that's okay. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
Like I said, going back to that, right? Like every creator, like I kind of know the vibe that I get when I come to your show. I get the vibe when I go see Dan. I get the vibe when I see the Bit of Respect and a couple of other creators, you know. So I mean, you're the people that value that will be attracted to that and they'll go to that. So
yep. And that's when I, having people that come to this show, I know the average 20 or so that'll be here, the diehard 20 that really enjoy coming here, that I really appreciate. They're all like-minded like me. So I know they're all loudmouth, filthy fuckers too. So it's being able to, like I said, I can go into your stream or Dan's or the Respects, and I might throw out little jabs here and there, but I don't blatantly cross the line.
No. Of course. I mean, I'm like, people may not realize, I've not said this for a while. I'm very big on respect and boundaries. So like, if I come to your show, I already know what to expect. I already know there's a limit of respect as far as like what's allowed, what's acceptable within the stream and so forth. And, we have a good time with it, man.
If you don't enjoy coming here, Chris, why the fuck are you here?
Chris is in Washington, right? He's like 3 hours back, right?
Yeah, he's in Washington.
Wow. That's different.
This is bullshit too, Vato. You wouldn't be here every Friday if you were only here for Cruz. I know that's a fucking lie. This is true. This is very true about Chris. He does enjoy misery. And I have to tell him multiple times to pull his head out of his ass.
Chris. Interesting guy, Chris.
What's going on, Matt?
What's up, Matt?
Advisory explicit content.
Hope you and Nikki doing well.
I know, right? He gave himself a wrench for everybody's channel. Anybody and everybody that he ever goes into.
Hey, but I will say one thing. Vato is a very good mod. I'm not even going front. Like, if you can get Vato on your team, like, he is an amazing mod. Amazing.
I don't know how he keeps up with the amount that he does.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's great. So I got a lot of love for him and respect. Like, he does a really good job.
Every channel I see him in, he's got a wrench. Maybe that's why I don't give him one.
Well, that's how it was for me at one point. Like, I wasn't giving him one, and but he was, like in the beginning, like I always used to bust his chops, and I noticed that. I'm like, yo, this dude got a wrench everywhere I go. Like every single stream I go to, he has a wrench. And then him and E-Rock would go back and forth, and that would always be like funny banter. And but then eventually, like Vato, we talked, and I was like, I called him and we spoke, I believe, and I was like, hey man, would you be okay with helping me out with the show? Because sometimes, some of the other mods can't come, and Vato would always be there. So he definitely helped out. So I do appreciate that.
I like to give Vato crap on the fact that sometimes, like, he's got so many wrenches. My wife was watching some, makeup tutorial, and I randomly saw his name with a wrench in there.
Oh my god!
I give him crap all the time about it.
If Vato had a wrench for every subscriber, he probably have like 50 subscribers right now.
Just off of that.
Just off wrenches. Oh man.
Yeah, I enjoy Vato. He was on TikTok, but he used to send me just dumb shit, and he'd be like, you need to redo this. Or, oh, that's where this comes from, and it'd be some fucked up video.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, he was a trip. He'd send some stuff too. That was pretty funny.
And watching him and E go back and forth can be.
Oh man, they're savages. They're savages in the chat, man. Sometimes I don't even want to be in the crossfire. I'll just chill out in the comments. I'll just hit a like because I'll see Vato and E-Rock going at it.
Just let them have their own thing. And
but
actually, I have.
Oh wow!
Last I checked, when I looked at your channel, it was like non-existent.
Oh wow! There you go. What do you have in your beard?
What do I have in my beard? I have the Dan from the release tonight.
From Bay Area?
From Bay Area, yep.
Nice.
I hate it.
Oh, you do? Why?
I hate blueberry.
Dude, I'm wearing a blueberry cologne right now. I love blueberry, bro. What is it? What's your scent profile?
Well, I can't show you because mine doesn't have a label.
Okay.
But it's blueberry, thyme, sage. Oh, there's a type of wood in it. I can't remember what the name of the wood was. It's a cologne type wood.
Sandalwood?
No. I can't think of it now. Arabian something.
Arabian. Oh man, I feel like I know what it is because I've seen Gary one time have that scent profile. Oh no, that was Egyptian musk. Never mind.
But then there's dark crystal in it, which I guess is a type of musk.
Yeah, no, I love blueberry scented beard oils. I mean, my favorite one is from Beard Octane. It's Nitro. So.
Right. Yeah, I know you talk a lot about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I told Matt, I mean, I'm sure he's probably not in here anymore, but I told him right on the stream with everybody that I do not like it. And it's not, when I have a scent that I dislike, and it's in a cologne or it's in a beard oil or something, it doesn't matter what else is in it. I will always pick up the one I don't like, and that's all I'm going to smell.
That's kind of like how I feel a little bit about Birchwood Oud. Like it has to be very minimum. I came to not like Birchwood Oud. In the beginning, I thought it was cool, but then as my nose developed, the Birchwood Oud wasn't really my thing anymore. So
yeah. Have a good one, Tyson. Thanks for stopping in, man. But yeah, when for me, it's food or sweet scents.
Really, you don't like those?
I can't do them. No.
Wow. Interesting.
So berries of pretty much any sort, raspberries. Blackberry is about the only one that I can semi-stand.
Is there? I can't think of any off the top of my head. A blackberry from a beard company.
There was one that I just had. Even it's a scent from Hanyaker that has blackberry in it.
What? Yo, shout out to Hanyaker. I always talk to you about Brown County, right? I talk a lot about Brown County. That's like one of my favorite fall scents of all time. Brown County.
Brown County is a good one. Yep.
Oh, it's so good, bro.
But yeah, this blueberry, thyme, lavender, sage, black jasmine, Arabian wood, just Arabian wood. Okay.
Okay. Nice. It sounds nice.
Have a good
Take
one,
care,
Casey. But yeah, it's one of those ones where all I smell in it is the blueberry, and
yeah.
And then Blackberry Oud Two Town has blackberry in it. Yeah.
Oh, I think I smelled that. I think I believe I did a review on that one, so I might have remembered that one. I like the Princess Peach one, I think, more though. Yeah. I always joke with Sean from 8-Bit. I'm like, dude, like, you about to have your anniversary when you're doing the raffle for the PS5. I mean, your whole thing is off of video games, so you might as well, or at least the Nintendo Switch, one of those two.
Something.
Yeah,
I could go for a PS5.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cake is probably the worst one for me.
Yeah, I don't know if a cake one would be good. No, I don't think.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I don't think. I tried a blueberry coffee scent beard oil. Brewer, please, no hate speech on the channel, okay? Yeah. No, I love I think fruit. Let me see. Fruit. Copper John's had a really good one. I think it's Ghost Falls now. That one was pretty good. 313 is amazing. I love Detroit Grooming's 313. I love Detroit Grooming's Black. I remember I did a video and Dan put a comment like, oh, I think you put a comment. You were like, oh, I had a feeling Black from Detroit Grooming was going to be number one. Because that's like, that scent is like, I love Black from Detroit Grooming. It's like amazing.
Yeah, it was one of the first oils, because my very first oil was from a company called Zilbahar.
Okay.
And they're mostly, they do just like brushes and combs and stuff like that, but they have a beard oil and it's an unscented. And that was one of the first ones that I tried. Actually, that was the first one that I tried.
Your first beard product?
My first beard product was that one.
Sheesh, my first beard product was Beard Brand. Many years before the community, though. And then my first community company. And guys, if you want, let us know in the chat for you, who was your first beard company. The first beard company in the community was a company called Burton's Beard Oil. Do you remember them or heard of them?
That one doesn't ring a bell to me.
Burton's Beard Oil. And I ended up getting Pacific Ocean. I think it was Dan's collab, or he had a lemon lime twist or something like that. Okay. And then I bought some of that. And then I think my second company was either Beard Octane or Detroit Grooming. I one of those two was the second one.
Yeah, because I went through the big ones, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
I had Zilbahar, and then the Beard Struggle, Live Bearded, because those are the ones that I was seeing the most about, and all the ads. Then after that, once I started diving into the Instagram community, I guess, for beards, Detroit was one of the first ones, and Black was the first one I got, and that was the first oil that I finished, and the first butter.
Wow. Yeah. No, they got a really good butter. I'm gonna eventually try and do a review on the Beard Struggle, just because I know they're a interesting company. That I can say. Live Bearded, I've tried. I like their conditioner, bro. They got a really good conditioner.
Yeah.
Live Bearded. Their wash is pretty good. It's stripping. Their oil is pretty good. Their butter it's a little tacky though. Their I don't know how it is now, but the best scent in my opinion is 1880 from Live Bearded. I mean, that scent is amazing. It's orange bourbon. It's supposed to be like an old fashioned drink.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. I like that one.
I first tried the Executive from them, and it smelled like cleaning products to me. And that threw me off of them real quick.
Yeah. Interesting.
What's going on, Ruben? Thanks for stopping in, man.
What's up, Ruben? What's up, man?
And then, yeah, I went to the Beard Struggle. I fell into their theme and all that.
Yeah.
Like how and I stuck with them for a little while, and then once I started getting a lot more of all this stuff, the more I started to not like the Beard Struggle, and I just kind of put them to the wayside too.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you find everyone here finds companies that they eventually love. Like, I know people in the community that they only buy from a certain company, and that's totally fine if that's what they want to do. And there's people that are like more hobbyist and they like trying or collectors, they like trying a little bit of everything. And also like there's companies out there that a lot of people rave about but don't work for me, and I'm pretty sure there's companies that I like that may not work for other people. So,
oh yeah,
it is what it is.
We all know that it's all subjective, and that it's what you like is what you like. Some of it might overlap with somebody else. They like the same stuff, but they're gonna like stuff that you don't, and vice versa.
For sure.
You know, we try to preach that all the time as a reviewer.
Yeah. I oh man, I know some people get it more than others, but like sometimes I get comments in my videos, and I'm like, was that really necessary, homie?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to come to my comments? Like, I had someone said, those are horrible ingredients. Now, mind you, they're like 90% oils, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? I haven't even responded to the comment. It's funny to me. So I look at it like, if someone is going to take the time out of their schedule to leave a comment that's either looking to get a reaction or either to start something, their life or their day must be going pretty trash. Because I mean, I ain't gonna waste my time on something that don't need to require my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that answered the question I was going to ask on how you deal with some of the bullshit that we have now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's that. You know, I keep going back to this answer, but it's true. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to have good people around me. And one of them I've always talked about is my boy Dan. And one of the things he told me in the beginning, from the very beginning, when I started getting into YouTube, he said, "Yo, Cruz, listen to me. No matter what you do, never ever use your platform to address haters publicly. Never do it. Never.
Yep.
Don't give them that. Don't give them that." So I never do. Now, here's the thing, Dan. I'm not perfect, homie. I get mad or I get upset. You feel me? But I try to work on myself to become a better person. So what I do is I'll call a friend up, vent there, and leave it there. You know what I mean? But I'm working on creating something and a message, and maybe me using my platform to do that is not the wisest or the best thing to do. You feel me? People don't come to me for drama. You know what I mean?
Right.
People come to my platform because they want to have a good time and they want to learn something or they want to build community. So that's not my place to do that. But
right.
just yeah.
Obviously, with us on the commission, we get some pretty interesting characters and interesting questions with our NGL segment that we do. Last night, we had a question that was pertaining to you.
Okay.
And it was, Joe, we did the NF charity auction on Tuesday.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The question was, if Cruz knew that you guys were doing this, why didn't he cancel his show to support your charity?
Gotcha.
Oh, it's probably because he surrounded himself with the right people and knows that you guys, well, Joe, is a liar.
What?
That was really actually the thing that was said to us.
Interesting.
And we all three agreed on how it went. It was, well, Cruz has been doing Tuesdays since how long? It's the day he's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
It's also part of his livelihood that he does the community.
Yeah.
Who are we to be like, yeah, we decided we're going to do this charity on a Tuesday. Cruz, you should probably cancel your show so that we can have the night.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
I mean, what? Someone sent
exactly.
You
yeah.
somebody sent you that?
It. Yeah, somebody sent us that.
That's like through the anonymous stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people got a lot of time on their hands nowadays, brother. Oh man, people are interesting. I'll say that much, man.
And we know who the people are.
Okay.
They love to, they want to hide behind that shit, but the fake accounts, or we even had one of them come in and try to troll us during the during the charity.
During the charity.
He came in and he talked some shit about Chris's channel and how it's got low views and how it probably going to be shutting it down here soon and all this stuff. And it's like, the way we addressed it last night was you came into a stream to shit talk one of the guys on screen during a stream where we're trying to raise money to help sick people and kids. How low are you?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Where's can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, it's my headphones.
What's going on, Kimmy? Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate. Especially, I tell this to my friends, man. I say, you can feel about a person any way you want. You know what I mean? Like you like I mean, people don't, like, for example, I'm putting myself out there. Like, there's people that may not like me, but they can keep that to themselves, right? It's not like it doesn't have to interfere with my world. And I don't know. I don't understand why people feel like maybe because they're behind a screen. I don't know, but I don't know. I just rather
bored. They're bored.
I just rather not. Like, it literally becomes draining when that negativity comes your way. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Like I said, I get mad. I get frustrated. There's things I don't like. There's things that people do that I may not agree with, but I deal with that internally, bro. Or I deal that, you know what I mean? I keep that within. Like, and what I mean, I deal with it in a healthier way than bashing out and doing stuff like that. But I don't know. What's up, Mark?
Some people are just shitty, period. It's just the way it is. I know that not everybody's going to like you and not everybody's going to not like you. I mean, what's going on, Mark? Nice to see you, man.
What's up, brother?
I know that there are people out there that don't like me. I know there are people out there that don't like you. There are people out there that don't like everybody else in this chat for one reason or another. But if you bother yourself with that every day, you're going to be pretty fucking miserable.
No. Yeah, it's not, I don't know how to say this. It's not worth engaging with because there's other stuff going on in real life. Like,
yeah,
how there's times when I journal in the morning and sometimes I practice gratitude and gratefulness. And one of the things that I like tell myself sometimes when I reflect is like, I know people out there that are really suffering, people that don't have family support, people that don't have friends, that are really bad situations, and those people would wish that they had the same opportunity or the same circumstance that I may find myself in, right. So you make sure you got to be grateful for the people you have in your life, the roof over your head and stuff like that. So I just, like I said, I'm not, I hope I never come off as like perfect because I'm not. I got my own stuff. There's stuff that I, trying to make it as a creator, trying to step out of my comfort zone and try different contents or put myself out there and, and it's not always perfect, but you got to go for it. So just try to be kind to people. Y'all always say at the end of my show, I say, yo, be kind to others and especially yourself, man. Like, I don't know. People are interesting though.
People suck.
You see, this is where we become boys, and I try to like I try to be, and I feel like my brother Michael Brewer. Maybe it's the psychology in us, but I try to believe that people can be good. Believe people can change either for the good or for the better, but ultimately they choose, right? Mm-hmm. I can't change people. I don't want to change people. If anything, I just want to inspire people to do better. So if that requires like me putting my weight loss journey out there and me saying, hey, I struggle with this, I'm not like, I'm putting out a video next week that'll explain a lot more, but I just like, dude, like, let's just do a little bit better. You feel me? Like, no one's perfect. You feel me? Like, No one's perfect, bro. We all get mad and we all like mess up sometimes, but we could do better. You feel me? What's up, Rogers?
How you doing, Aaron?
How long can Dan survive in the neighborhood? Nah, Dan can survive in the neighborhood. In my neighborhood, Dan can survive. Because then people be like, yo, that dude crazy. Yo, who that? Driving a tractor over here. Nah, he be good. He be good, man.
Now, the real question would be, how long would Cruz survive out here with me?
Dude, okay, so guys, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, am I the only one that really can't sleep in silence? I was just telling my friends this over the weekend. I need something to go to sleep to, either the AC on, either the fan on, either a podcast on or something like that. I don't know how you do it, Dan. One time you showed me a picture of your house to your mailbox, and that's like a trip, right? Like it's not closed, dude. I don't know how. I think Michael Brewer lives in Wyoming. He lives amongst the forest and stuff. I think too. So like, I don't know how some of you guys can do it. You feel me? I couldn't live in silence like that, bro.
I mean, it's just, I don't like the busyness. I mean, I lived in town for 12 plus years. I like to be able to sit outside and only hear the wind and the birds, and not hearing cars and people yelling at each other or lawnmowers every other hour. And and at the same time, my nearest neighbor is a mile and a half away.
A mile and a half away.
Yes. So I don't have somebody 6 feet from me,
Dude, a mile and a half. You know how long that takes me to walk? A mile and a half is going to take me like 45 minutes to 50 minutes. Yeah. That's ridiculous. So wait, time out. So what happens in the case of an emergency?
Sucks for you.
Oh my God, no, buddy. Yes. No, I can't do that, man. I can't. Now, mind you, when I move and stuff like that, I'm gonna eventually. I don't want to be super close, but I want to have a little bit of distance. But that's intense. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
I bet my mic the stand fell a little bit, but we'll make it work.
Fucking Carrie, when I sent Dan a new scent, he said, well, I'll hop in the truck and drive down to the mailbox.
Oh, snap. That's funny.
There are people that have their driveways alone are a mile long.
Nah, that's
there
crazy.
Are some people with that. They have like side-by-sides or four-wheelers that they use to drive to go get their mail.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't do that type of country living. Like, respectfully, like I know you enjoy it. For a neighbor to be that far away from me, I'd be like, I don't know. Does Becky like that type of environment too, though? She's cool with that?
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things that we were kind of like worried about, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because she grew up in town, in the city, basically, you could say. One of our biggest fears was and she's a people person,
Yeah, I can see that.
She loves people. So one of our biggest worries was, if we move out here, how long would it be before she gets people sick, I guess you could say, like socializely. Yeah. But it was a big conversation. Like when we were living in town, when I was going to school, the town that we first met in, everything was fine. I lived with her in the place we were living. I did what she wanted to. And then when I left the slaughterhouse, she was working in a neighboring city about half an hour away. Well, we were going to move closer to that city. I said, I'll move there. I had always wanted to move back here towards my family, but for her, I said, I'll move with you over there. I know I can get a job at one of the factories over there. Yeah. We'll be fine. Well, we were there for 2 years. She ended up leaving that job, and I went, it's my turn now. We're going to go live where I want to live. And she said, that's fine. And that was actually a worry on her family's side and on mine. Is she going to be able to handle it? And we've been here since 2017. And she's like, I can't imagine living anywhere else now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. There you go.
So
there you go.
This is a true statement here. What farmer goes to the hospital? I'll die out in the field if that's going to be the case.
Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I would trade. Well, you know, I don't knock on anybody that lives in town. It's just not for me. You know, I did it, I lived it, and it wasn't for me. I don't like it. Come on, Carrie.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
It was Hormel, you know, it was the biggest company in the town, and
they make good salami, man. They do. Especially
Are you a Spam lover?
I'm not a big No,
don't like Spam.
It's okay. I actually found out today on TikTok that Hawaiians love Spam.
Yep, it's like the biggest hit over there in Hawaii.
Yeah, Ken, I don't know if you're still in the chat, Ken, but I thought about Ken today too because he lives in Hawaii, and I was like, Spam is big in Hawaii? Who would have thought?
Yep, and it was because during World War II, that was like the one thing that was being shipped over there, and it was because it was. See, we eat the hell out of Spam.
Oh, okay, yo, Ken, I was thinking about you today because I saw that video and the girl had it like rice, Spam, like carrots, and it was like one of those sushi wraps. And they were like, in Hawaii, we eat a lot of Spam. I'm like, Spam? That's different.
Walter, I don't know if you really want to know.
Yeah, don't tell me either because I like the salami.
Like this, what part of the animals go in Spam?
Stop, brother. Stop.
I've seen how it's all made, and I don't think any of you want to know.
Oh, man.
I know what goes in your hot dogs, too.
Hey, listen, I went to a farm today.
Yeah, you had said something about being at a farm. So
look, this is what happened. Right now, I'm on a keto lifestyle. So that's the thing I'm following right now for like the first 150 pounds. So, but I love eggs. I don't know about you. Do you love eggs?
I love eggs.
I love eggs. So I can eat the eggs every single morning if I want to. But because of that, I want to get a good quality egg. Like, you know, there's a lot of like advertisement strategies, like when they say free cage or free range, brother, they can still be entrapped in a way. You got to get pasture raised. So I found a farm. It's like an hour away from me. But I bought a whole chicken today, and I bought 2 carton of eggs fresh from the farm. So I'm going to be eating good every morning. And that yolk is extra yellow, bro, because it's high nutritional content in those eggs because these chickens are not like caved in somewhere, stressed out their mind. They're free to roam the field and, you know, eat off the land and then just produce eggs, you know?
Yeah, my brother and my mom, they raised 32 chickens.
Get the freak out of here.
Yeah, they because my mom was from old school farm, like old school farm. And she had this idea one day that she wanted to do chickens, raise them again like she did when she was young, but she didn't want to do it at her house. And so it was con my brother into doing it. And he did what was it? 20 broilers and then 12 layers.
Wow.
And it was really good. When it came time to butcher, we made a day out of it, the whole family, and butchered all 18 of them and divvied them up amongst everybody in the family. Yeah. And then my brother, once the layers started laying eggs, he's like, I can't give this shit away fast enough.
The eggs, wow. No, but look. Michael said, Cruz, get yourself a chicken and lay some eggs. Yo, I'm dead serious. Like, When I have a family, I don't mind having like 3 chickens in the back of the crib laying eggs because I eat eggs. Like I can eat them on a daily, bro. Like I love eggs and they got so much protein in them.
Yep.
So
it's good, and they were free range.
yeah,
They wander around.
yeah.
That was the main reason why he lost them in the end, was because of stray cats or coyotes come around, pick them off, and
yeah. Do you guys have crazy animals by you?
Well, last summer we had sheep because we live on this 6.5 acre farm. Probably half of that is pasture.
Oh wow.
And our neighbors that are a mile and a half down the road, they do cattle and sheep and chickens and all sorts of stuff. So they would bring like 20 head of sheep up here, and we'd keep them in our pastures so that I didn't have to mow it.
Wow, that's so cool.
And then when we gave them back last year, and then Becky decided we were going to do ducks. So we had ducks.
But wait, do you then eat them?
The ducks we didn't. The funny story about the ducks was we started with 4 because she got them at a fair.
Okay.
Well, our dog killed 2 of them.
Yep.
But our dog killed 2 of them, and then we raised the other two. Becky ended up getting 13 more of them as little ducklings. Well, she wasn't quite experienced, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I'm like, go ahead.
In the sense that when you have fowl, chickens, any type of bird that way, they need to be penned up for a length of time so they know where home is.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, with ducks, it's about 6 weeks. You should keep them penned up so they get used to the home and all that. Well, after 2 weeks, she let them out. They all ran into the corn and never came back.
Dang.
So,
probably maybe some. And is it true? Is it true that duck is more fat? Like it's more fatty.
Yes.
Like duck, it is. Yeah. Okay.
It's much more fatty.
Yeah. I think I've had duck maybe like once or twice, but it was actually pretty good though.
It's very good. It is very good. It's just it's a lot more fat content than chicken.
Interesting. Interesting.
But, yeah, we ended up the 2 that we kept the whole time. We did butcher, but we gave them to the neighbors to sell.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then we had 3 cattle.
Cattle? You mean cows?
Yes.
Do you still have them?
1. 2 of them died over the winter.
Dang. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, it's the risk you run with them.
Yeah, it's the risk to run. I've heard people on like YouTube talk about like people will go and buy a whole cattle. Like 4 guys will chip in and buy a whole cow, and they'll split it up like they're different cuts of meat. You know. Yep. I think that's pretty cool, and that's probably very natural. You know what I mean?
It's a lot cheaper than going to the store.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. It's a lot cheaper.
It's big money in the beginning, but that's it. It's the one shot versus if you were to buy, say, half a cow or even a quarter cow, that will last you. I mean, even if say you ate it twice a week, right? Mm-hmm. If you had half a cow, that should last you damn near all year.
Dang.
And you pay a set price per pound for that versus going to the store 2-3 times a week and paying for your steak or your hamburger or whatnot. You'll save money big time in the long run.
No, I can see that. I can see that definitely saving you some money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, we're coming up on that 2-hour mark here soon.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. I appreciate the questions. Let me know if you got any more. Those were some good ones that you dropped today.
At this moment, I don't have a whole lot for you that I can think of off the top of my head. I know what your music tastes are. We went down that road.
Yeah.
How much more traveling? Like, you're big into this barbershop thing that you've been doing.
Yeah.
Where has that taken you?
Yeah. So So originally my plan was a couple months ago. I said, man, I want to do something a little different, something that I haven't seen anyone really do. I said, what if I started collaborating with barbers? And what if I started going into barbershops and teaching barbers beard care, not the advanced stuff, but the practical stuff that they can relate to their customers? Because I know, at least in my community, a lot of the barbers, their supplier comes in, puts Suavecito, puts Maestros into their barbershops. The guys that go in, they're just gonna take whatever the barber gives them, and the barbers know how to cut hair, but they don't know how to. Some of them may not understand how to take care of the facial hair, and a lot of that is more happening. So I started on my Beards and Barber series, and I started originally with Chucky, my barber, and we started doing that. And then I got the opportunity to go to the CT Barber Expo with Beard Octane, and little by little, I started building relationships within like different barbers, getting to know different barbers, collaborating with different barbers. I don't know if Walter's still here in the chat, but my new phase of this plan is to. Have you ever seen this show? It was an old show back in the day. It's called MTV Cribs.
Yep.
Okay. So one of my plans is to do something similar to that, but for barbershops, and salons, and like product companies. So like, how cool would it be to go and do a MTV Crib style type video on Detroit grooming? Or how cool would it be to do one for Live Bearded? How cool would it be to do one at a local barber shop or a famous celebrity barber? So one of the first cities that I'm going to be doing is Philadelphia, and Walter's in the chat because his barber, Fahim, is pretty well known in the barber space. He's done collaborations with GQ, and he's pretty well known, and he does a really good job with haircuts and taking care of people's beards. So
look at that fucking beard on him.
Yeah, Walter's beard is ridiculous. Yeah,
it's
beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm going to start with him and his barber, and I already have a camera guy because I don't want to hold the camera when I do that. I kind of want to really give it like that flow of like MTV Cribs kind of style. And then another barber that I just got to connect with out of Philadelphia, he goes by Fourth Ken or Fourth Kid, is a younger cat, but he's blowing up on social media. And I want to do stuff like that, man. So I want to connect more with barbers. We interviewed Maddie Conrad a couple weeks ago. That was really cool. And we'll see what happens, man. I always want to try to, especially now, like taking time to really like reflect on my content and what I want to do with it. I want to be able to create for people because I love to do it. That's the thing. I do it for me because I love to do it, but I love for people to enjoy the content and to get value from it. So I'm always trying to think of like creative ways to bring something different. And I think I haven't seen that. So I think that'd be a really cool perspective. And it doesn't have to just be a barber. It can be one of your favorite grooming companies too. Those type of collaborations, and those things are really cool.
So do you like doing that type of content, the interviews, the going to the location, going to the expos, and filming that, talking to the people? You enjoy doing that a lot more than like the reviewer side, where you're sitting now talking about a product that you got.
So I've always said this, and this may be a little like, this is just my stance. I am not a reviewer. I am a content creator who does reviews, right? Okay. It's part of what I do. It's not who of everything I do. I think what works well for me as a content creator is that engagement part. So going out and talking with people, like one of the videos I want to do is, what do women think about beards? Are they attractive or are they not? And interview women interview women at the mall, interview women on the street, and do that. And I just
like a street interview. Okay.
Yeah. And do that type of stuff. I was just talking to Dan. He kind of pitched the idea with me to me. Another stuff I want to do is like, I've done the stuff where I go into Walmart, where I go into Target, and I take my camera with me and I do those videos. You know what I mean? Mostly Target. You know what I mean? So I do vlogs. I do those things. There's a new series that I'm going to be coming up with. It's called The Bearded Chef. And I thought it's a really cool idea because it's going to be me doing content in my kitchen with the whole shebang, me with an apron. And I'm going to be talking about the ingredients that are in our beard care products. But for example, the first video I want to do is on shea butter. It's going to be me in the kitchen, right? The Bearded Chef. And I'm going to be talking about the different butters, but from different origins, and have them in front of me and show you the texture and show you what are the benefits from butter from Uganda, butter from, Ghana. Like, what's the difference between them and how do they impact our skin and our beard and our hair? So that's something cool. The other part of that series is like, people talk about, well, these are some of the things that can help you, that you can eat to make your beard or your facial hair better. I mean, your hair and your facial hair better. Well, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you the food. Let me show you, or maybe let me take you to the grocery store and show you 5 top foods that you can eat to help you grow a healthier beard. And instead of me being just in front of a camera, you're coming with me on this vlog, and I'm going into Whole Foods, Target, or Kroger's, whatever you got. We don't have Kroger's up here, but stuff like that. So again, I want to be able to create different engaging content, but that as part of me being creator is stepping out of my comfort zone to do that,
Right. So yeah, you don't have the so-called label of the reviewer, or that you have the label of content creator. Period.
Correct. Yeah. So
yeah.
So no, that's what, like, I try to pride myself in doing that, and being a content creator. Like, I was just with Octane this weekend, and we created content, like, and we had a couple of minutes to get together and think of ideas, and we just went boom, 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 and we did it. But that's creating content. So I always try to look at it from that perspective, because I always want to be able to provide some value, either through entertainment. Education I want to get more comfortable with that. I'm not like, being an authoritative role is something that has to be earned in a way.
Right. So
I have to be able to be more comfortable to step into that light. You know what I mean? But still be me. But I really do love the engagement, more parts of, like, think about it. How cool would it be, right? If I did a video vlog, here are my top 5 beard oil scents that I love. Let's see what the ladies think. And I take them with me to the mall, outside of a lounge, whatever the case may be, and get live reactions from the ladies. Or interview couples that are married and ask the wife in front of the husband, what does she think about facial? That's stuff that, tell me, you would watch that video.
I've watched some of that stuff. Yes. I would watch that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that type of stuff is something that I want to do, and the tours and all that. And I just got to step out of my comfort zone, because I think that's a really unique lane for me. And I want to do that.
That's a very ambitious goal. That's commendable, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but I gotta be able to step out of my comfort zone for sure.
Because, like, I couldn't do that because I can't bring myself to go talk to people. I can't bring myself to be around people, let alone go talk to them.
He said to be around people. He's crazy, man.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a cool idea that I would watch it just to see how things like that go. But I couldn't do it myself. For one, that means I have to go to a city, and cities are full of people.
Yeah.
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 It's just the 2 types of people. That was the point of this show tonight.
Yeah.
Was the 2 difference. And Mike, I haven't been to one in probably a year. Prior to that, it was 3 years.
Yeah.
I've tried to trim my beard a few times on my own, but I don't trust myself with it.
Ellie, I'm not getting any piercings for sure. Says no piercings for me. Tats, I've never, for a long time, I never was like open to getting them. Now I'm kind of like maybe, but right now, not in the works. Not in the works.
No tattoos, no piercings.
No piercings, no tats. Especially, I would prefer getting a tat over a piercing.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. You got piercings, right? On your ears and stuff?
Yeah, I've got 5. Well,
Right.
4 now. No, 5. Got 5 in my ears, and then I have my labret, and then I did have my eyebrow, but I took that out.
I don't know how, respectfully, right? Everyone's different, but there's people out there that get the big earrings, like the ones, it's like a
gauges?
plastic. Yeah, dude, I don't know how people do that. That's different, bro. Like, what if it falls out? You're gonna be walking around with a big circle in your ear. Like I don't know, man. I don't know.
You have to stretch it with, there are certain gauges that you get that stretch it out.
Yeah, but the
And
ear's
then
not supposed to be stretched out like that, brother. At least I think so. You feel me? Like,
it
that's
can
different.
be. There was a lead singer to a band that I used to listen to. He could fit like a saucer plate in his ear.
That's different.
So there are different people out there.
Yeah. That's different.
Michael, I thought about getting one back in my younger days, but I explained this on a different stream. When they told me that you can't fuck for 3 months, I decided not to get it.
Wait, where were you getting it, homie? Like, what? What's going on? This, I guess, that takes you out of activity like that.
Prince Albert is through the head of the dick.
Oh, nah, homie. You couldn't pay me for that. Nah, y'all wild out here, brother. Y'all different in the country. We ain't messing with that up here. Yo, what? That's what?
Yep. The people will pierce anything these days. I mean, even back, like when I considered it when I was 18, 19 years old, but
brother, what? I didn't even know that's a real thing, bro.
yeah,
Yo, let's move on. Let's move on, please. I don't even want that imagery. That would hurt so bad, man. Oh my god. Hey, a quick fun fact, right? So, if you ever watch a television interview, I don't know if this is true though, that if the guest picks up their coffee mug or their water and they drink it, that's kind of letting the interviewer know like that they're a little uncomfortable or they don't want to go down that path with the questions or something like that. I'm not doing it to you right now. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like, I heard about that. Oh man. Yo, Ken, for real, bro. Yeah, yo, that's different.
Aldemir. How about the vibrating? I've never heard of that one. Sounds interesting, but never heard of that one. Oh, Aaron says he had a question for you.
Have you ever thought about doing boxing and MMA content? So I actually get to do boxing content almost on a daily basis. So I work with one of the biggest boxing podcasts on YouTube. It's a boxing podcast. They go live twice a day. They interview all the big boxers and so forth, and I'm their editor. So they send me their raw footage of their show. Sometimes it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4. And what I do for them is go through it and look up the best content, then edit it with all the stuff that I put, videos, images, sound effects, transitions, all that. So I'm always up on the latest boxing news because that's part of what I do for them. And that actually is really cool because in a way, it really helps me harness my skill as a content creator because I gotta look for like the best scenes and add and edit and stuff like that and tell the story. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really cool. Yeah, I know. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. Eventually, one of the things I want to do with them is to eventually maybe go out to Las Vegas one weekend when there's a big fight and record some content for their brand and then, edit it and give it to them. And, it'd be really cool to collaborate with those guys.
That would be. What's the name of the YouTube channel?
The Boxing Voice. The Boxing
Voice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's been a few times when I'm surfing YouTube, I'll come across like greatest knockouts of
whatever,
something like that. I love watching that stuff for like the 10 most brutal knockouts of Mike Tyson and shit like that. I love watching that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I love boxing. I love boxing. MMA, I'm starting to become, I used to like MMA a lot more, not so much anymore. I still watch it, but I love boxing. And again, I think part of it too is because I'm almost every day going through footage.
Yeah.
So, I get to know what's going on and all that. But yeah.
So Mike Q apparently has one. Doesn't hurt at all, huh? Well.
That man built different. I ain't even that brother built different. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I used to watch the UFC a lot back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
When you had a lot of to me, they were more memorable. It's almost like watching the WWE now versus back when it was the WWF. When it was the WWF, there was more of a story to it. There was more theme to it. The wrestlers all had their own storylines. They had their own aliases. You had The Undertaker, Kane, Stone Cold, all those, The Rock. You had all that memorable stuff that you always remember. And then now it's like, who the fuck is that guy? What's the story here? It had that fantasy about it. MMA from the early 2000s, when you had the Iceman and you had Chino and you had all those really big name guys, to now, I don't know a single one of them.
Yeah, the MMA. I watch the MMA still. Like, there's certain fights that I'll watch, but I'm not like following it as heavy. You know what I mean? Like, the last fight I saw was Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. That was a good fight, but yeah, boxing is where I find most of my time nowadays.
Yeah, I'd prefer to watch boxing over MMA any day.
For sure.
We are at the 2-hour mark there, Cruz.
Yeah, man.
Tonight was a interesting and fun conversation.
Yeah, you had fun? As long as you had fun. I had fun.
I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope I didn't make you too uncomfortable at any point.
Nah, we good, man. We got through it. Mike at the end kind of scared me. I ain't gonna lie, but we got through it.
Oh, I appreciate everybody that came out to hang out with Cruz and I tonight.
For sure.
There was good questions asked, good story told.
Yep.
So, do you have anything pressing that you want everybody to know about right now, or?
I mean, there's a really interesting video I'm going to be dropping next week, and I think it's going to talk a little bit about some of the plans for the channel, but some of the stuff that I just kind of been not sharing as publicly with some of my stuff, but I'm going to be sharing it there. The CMU is always on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Would love for you guys to come check it out. This Tuesday is really cool because one of the things I have done is every Tuesday, the last Tuesday of the month, it's going to be dedicated to like a healthy bearded type show. And what I mean by that is talking about personal care, talking about weight loss, talking about like grooming as a whole. But this week, one of the things, and I'm going to be doing live reactions. So kind of like an Instagram vibe. So this week I'm going to have like 4 or 5 different salsas, like from different companies. And I'm going to do a live testing. And one of them, I'm going to make sure that they are very spicy because for me, I don't know about you, but I love like eggs with salsa on top or salsa on anything is pretty good. So then next month we'll do something like different coffees or different like sugar-free sodas or stuff like that. So that's every last Tuesday of the month. So that's going to be fun.
That's a cool little interesting way of going about it.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
For sure.
Good deal. So everybody that doesn't, which the majority of you more than likely do already, the CMU Tuesdays with Mr. Cruz here.
For sure.
Check it out. If you're not already subbed to him, which I'm assuming the majority of you are.
I'm pretty sure everyone in here.
if you're in here and you know of Cruz, you know of his channel, it's nothing new. I don't have anything, so it will be until the next episode of the Longhouse. I don't know who my next guest is going to be yet. I have an idea, but I'm not sure yet.
You eventually got to bring the bit of respect on your channel, man. That'd be a fun interview, man, because those guys are crazy, man. Like they feed off each other very well, is what I mean.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I do enjoy watching those guys.
Yeah.
So, until the next one. Thanks, everybody.